Hey, what is up guys? Today Chris and I are getting weird with the Cosmos Drifting Memory Station by Soma. Hey, what is up guys? My name is Guillaume.
And my name is Chris. This is Mekshana. Lord Guillaume Mekshana.
I'm old now. I was made old on my 30th birthday. I'm very lucky.
And we have this rather confusing and insane little looper. Well, it is a looper, full stop.
Yeah.
But don't think standard looper that works on your selected custom loop time and you just repeat what you recorded and play over it. This is something else.
The Cosmos by Soma is not new by any means, but it's something that's mostly been seen around synth and synth users. Today we're trying it out with guitar just because it's a pretty unique tool that is definitely going to be out of your, I'd say, comfort zone. If you like us, you are a aging blues guitar player. But if you like to experiment with more droney stuff, maybe shoegazy, like definitely progressive type of guitar playing, like that very poor man's David Gilmour impersonation that you heard in the intro, it's definitely a thing that's worth looking at because, as you said, a looper that's not a looper. So,
well, it's a different kind of looper. So what happens here is that this is a stereo pedal. It is a looper, and you have different loop times that you can select. But you always have at least two of those going into different like amps, if you're using two amps, or just a stereo interface, if you're using or like a multi-effect or whatever. Those two delay times, which is the minimum as told, are going to be slightly different, which means that they will drift. They will just move away from each other, and the initial almost sync that you have at the first repeat is just gonna be more and more offset with every repeat.
Off. There's 4 different sort of subsections of those algorithms. They're all delay based. This is basically what a looper does. But you have at the bottom left quarter a double delay.
So one each side? Yeah.
Exactly, and 3 intensity settings per category.
Which means this is the shortest one, this is 2.5 seconds. This is a set loop time, loop length. And the longest one it does is, I think, like 22 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the next one,
it's like a quad delay, two delays on each side, again, different times on the 3 settings. Then we have a giant reverb setting, which loops still, or like samples you're playing through a gigantic reverb.
Yeah, it's like tons of delays together, which will sound like a huge reverb. And you have also different lengths.
Yes.
3 of those. And then
we have the granular setting. So if you're into synth, you know what that means. If you're a guitar player, it's not something you eat for breakfast. It's apparently a type of sound.
It just chops your lick into little pieces, and you can decide how much of that gets repeated and looped with the drift knob. But we'll talk about the knobs. This is already like 4 different ways of using this unit, and it's like let's show this most simple one, the shortest delay time or loop time with the least amount of repeats, which is going to be one per side, so 2 slightly different long repeats or loops.
Yeah.
Okay, I just play 1 chord and you'll hear what's happening.
Yes.
We're running 2 amps, of course, to make that happen and to give you the stereo experience. So yeah, use headphones. On that side, it's the Rev D20 with the Harley Benton cab, and this is the Soldano half stack.
It's funky because I think that's the first time that they actually sync almost in tempo. Like it all depends on when you start using the knob, basically. But the blur and the rift will make those two sides of the delays interact with each other. They're going to be resampled as well because they keep playing on one side and it's going to pick up on it. So it's kind of multiplying as you go. It's really, really cool.
It's so cool. So it's all about warping and changing, ever-changing loops. It's not a rhythmic looper, not the Ed Sheeran kind of, I record something and play over it or sing over it kind of thing. This is a drone. This is a shoegaze machine. This is, I don't know, Pink Floyd midsection or long intro kind of thing. It's, I kind of feel like trying to use all of these switches for a sec. I'll try to record something on, I don't know, a huge reverb setting, which is this algorithm. And just record it, then maybe reverse it and play over it, and then use the high pass and low pass filter. Those will cut the low or the high frequencies
respectively, and you can choose different like intensities
mixtures.
As well. By doing so.
Oh yeah, you can change a lot of things.
Exactly.
It's a deep rabbit hole. I try to show the low pass, high pass function. It really thins out the sound or makes it really dark and really intense, and you can go back and forth between them.
And because it doesn't have as many frequencies to repeat and sample, then it progressively sort of fades out on its own once you start using the high pass and low pass, which is really cool. Two things that you've used as well, which we haven't explained yet, is the suppressor and compressor knob, which is this guy, as well as the feedback knob. This one is pretty self-explanatory. If you've ever played a delay pedal, you know that this is the length of
how many repeats will you get?
Exactly. And the suppressor compressor is at unity doing nothing. If you push it that way, it's going to act as a compressor. If you use it that way, as a suppressor. Suppressor is kind of like sidechain compression, as I understood it. So that means it's gonna compress whatever drone whatever recording or loop you have going on to let your initial whatever you're playing right now sort of take over and
cut through, and then come back whilst you're as soon as you're not playing.
So it's really handy if you want to do the Pink Floyd thing and have the drone and play the solo and still not lose all the clarity of the solo. It's really useful.
That is exactly what I want to hear for our outro jam in a second. You doing some sort of a drone and then playing over it with some delay and reverb and all those things. All right, so what is also cool and worth mentioning is the reverse. I reversed my loop
you fade
to
in.
then do a fade in, and then, which was then recorded standard, and then I pushed the reverse again, which made my recorded thingies reversed, and my original playing, the original loop was then not reversed. It's more like a reverse toggle. It can go from A to B or from B to A, and you can go back to A to B. So
There's a lot of function. Like this is definitely a read the manual type of pedal. But there's a lot of inspiration. That thing, if you like to play the, if you like to build up ambiances or even looking to sample some things to record and to experiment, and then you can always like store that into your DAW and record presets on like another pedal or like a more traditional sampling pedal, like some of the loopers that do it. But like in terms of creation, this makes something very complicated a lot more simple to use and a lot more intuitive.
I want to hear this guy play us out with some Pink Floyd disc.
I'll do that. I think I figured out like something, but yeah, I thought, it's a little different today. It was like trying something out of the ordinary for the both of us as well. Like definitely out of our comfort zone.
We were sitting here scratching our heads like,
but
where's the drive? But there's a drive on it, so that was...
Here and there, it's also nice not to hear about another Tube Screamer, I think. Make of it what you will. I'll try and play something decent. You guys take care. Thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hesitate to like it if you did.
And of course, let us know in the comments below if you have any questions about this one or you have any suggestions for pedals effects that are not standard and you would love to see a video on it.
I'd like that. Those videos always go well.
Yeah, well, they surprise us as much as you. Bye-bye.